People look at me as soon as I walk in and they're like, who is this guy? I look like I'm going to hurt somebody. I don't look like I walk into a place and I'm just coming to have a good time. I'm coming to eat lunch. When I walk in, it's like I'm literally going to hurt somebody. A person like me, for instance, I'm very much an alpha. I have friends that are famous on Instagram.
Who?
Right. I have friends that are extremely famous on YouTube that have millions of subscribers. Not even one time did I ask them for a shout out. Not even one time did I ask them to come on my podcast. None of that. Because I realized the second that I literally started going up, even they stopped talking to me. So.
You serious?
Welcome back to the Bubba YouTube channel, guys. Today's video is gonna be a banger, so you already know what it is. Bubba Army in the chat. Well, Bubba Army, I have a Easter special for you, and that is a new introduction to the Alpha Male Universe, the AMU that we've been cultivating here on the Bubba YouTube channel, and that is going to be King Azoulay. Azoulay? I don't even know how you say this idiot's name. King Azoulay. Who the hell calls himself a king, right? Now, I personally thought that this guy looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, however you say it, right? So, I don't know, maybe going with Hunchback Watson. However, Mrs. Bubba thought that he kind of looked more like Nigel Thornberry from that one old cartoon, and I don't know, personally, I don't know which one. So, Bubba Army, I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide what he looks most like and what his nickname should be. Now, I got my, what do I got? I got a Dole pineapple orange juice just so I could get in the flow state. So guys, let's get this show on the road.
So many people go to the movies to watch other people make money, to watch other people win. You're buying a ticket to their show. When are you going to buy a ticket to your show? To watch your vision board, to see what it is that you want to do with your life. Watch your success. You got to stop watching other people succeed. You have to take down all of the TVs in your house, leave the theater, leave the movies, put up whiteboards and watch your success grow. You need to live your life like every single second there is a camera crew following you around and watching every single move you make. I promise you that if you do that, you will see changes that you've never seen in your life. Within 90 days, you will become a new person and you will absolutely love that person because that person is inside of you. He has the capabilities to make you win, but he also has the ability to...
So King Azoulay has a lot of things going for him. I think he's gonna be a star in the Alpha Male Universe. These are like exhibits, okay? And King Azoulay has a lot of things going for him. We're gonna get into why though. We're gonna get into why I think that. But let's talk about that clip, right? For the most part, I don't really think people would disagree with the message, right? You're a star of your own life, okay? Oh wow, you're born in this body, okay? Who knew? Who knew that you are in charge of your own life, right? I didn't need to charge you thousands of dollars for that revelation. However, where they go wrong with these alpha males, right, is they make everything way too damn serious. If I wanted to go and spend $20, right? $20 fucking dollars to go watch the chicken jockey scene, throw some popcorn in the air and have a good time, then I'm gonna go and do that. It's not that serious that, oh, you're giving money to another man in order to change his life. How about you start changing your life? How about you wipe my ass, King Azoulay? How about you do that, okay? It's not that serious, man.
A woman is like a child. Think about it. A woman is like a child, very easy to manipulate as well. That's why we got kicked out of Garden of Eden. It's because she was manipulated by the snake, which was the devil. That's why we didn't conceive even one child in Garden of Eden, and we got kicked out. So if a woman could be manipulated so fast, why would you let her make the decisions of the house? Let's be real.
Can she influence the decisions?
Look, I like to speak to her about everything.
You include her, and I do too.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if I say we're doing this, that's what we're doing.
So we got two boxes checked off for King Azoulay, the alpha male. One being exaggerating bullshit that really isn't that big of a deal. The second is saying controversial stuff in order to farm engagement. It's a very common tactic in the alpha male universe to say something really crazy so you get people talking about you. You know what? I guess it kind of works. So let's get into what he said. Now, King Azoulay has a ice cold take, and I want to put it out there. I don't like that like extreme feminism bullshit, and I also don't like that extreme red pill nonsense. I think that they are both like They're just such silly ideas, okay? They're like reactions to each other, creating nonsense on top of nonsense. So King Azoulay, he's one of like these extreme red pill guys, right? And I gotta say, man, I think he's totally wrong. All humans are easily manipulated, if it be by freaking candy, money, power, or whatever. Dude, for example, if I had huge fake death dots, I'm bouncing them, I'm putting you in a trance with the dance of the fake death dots. Dude, 99% of dudes are gonna fold. Like, that's just how it is. So all humans are manipulated by something, okay? Your wife or your lady or whatever you want to say should be a part of the decision making. Now, are men better at some things? Sure. And are women better at some things? Sure. And that's why both parties have to lean in on each other to really make that teamwork. That's how it should be, 50-50. Like, I don't understand how this is nonsense or craziness. You don't want to shut your wife down. Then she's going to be bitter and resent you, right? And also, men, the husband, they don't want to be shut down by their wife, or he's going to be bitter and resent his wife. Nobody wants to be told to shut up, okay? So I honestly don't even think I have a crazy ass take. You know what? Let me know down below as to what you think, because I would actually be rather intrigued to hear from what you guys think. So let's go into another clip. I think it's going to talk about some crazy ass money story. This guy is all over the place. Let's get it going.
So I called my bank, and when I called them, I asked for $250,000. Now, for me, $250,000 is not much money. As you guys could understand, $250,000 is not much money. When I called the bank and said, hey, I'd like to pick up $250,000 because I need it for my podcast, I want to show a little bit of money, they said to me, well, we're probably going to need for anything over $20,000 to make an order, which will take about 3.5 to 4 weeks to arrive. Then we're going to need an armed guard that's going to meet you, walk you to your car, and make sure that you drive away with the money. So then I said, look, I need just $250,000, and it's not that much money. And the bank pretty much told me, Ben, it might not be a lot of money for you, but it's a lot of money. So Dom, look, if you get me $250,000 in 4 weeks, it's fine. I'll wait. It took about 5 weeks, and that's why we delayed this podcast, for me to receive $160,000. That's all they were able to scrap. That's a bunch of bullshit. That means that I have money in the bank that doesn't exist. And then I come to find out that only 3 to 5% of the money in the economy is physical money. The rest of it was digital money in all the centralized banks. So going decentralized and into crypto and Bitcoin, that's something that brings the power back to the people, because as we know, in 1929 there was the Great Depression, and it looks like if they keep printing out money and the banks don't have money, anyone who does have money in the bank might just end up not being able to get his money.
What the hell was that bullshit? For real? What was that story? How did it lead to that conclusion? I really wasn't anticipating that, honestly. However, I wanted to point out something about King Azoulay, and it's that he leaves hate comments up on his Instagram. And that's like unusual, because the other alpha males, they always delete it. They'll mass delete everything. However, people were trolling him with this story, and I wanted to show y'all because it was pretty funny. We got Hobnob318 saying, didn't happen, and you're talking in an empty room, little dude. Then Ethan Andrew follows it up with, who is he talking to? So they dragged him in the comments, and they pointed out this thing that all the alpha males do. It's that they just talk to nobody. Like, generally they have this podcast set up, they try to make themselves seem very like mysterious and wise, but it's super played out. But what is even more played out is the entire Liver King shtick. That shit came and it's gone, right? However, for some reason, King Azoulay, he's trying to like bring it back. He's trying to be the new Liver King, and I have a clip right here. So he's chopping some meat on the rock with that axe, and I don't get it. He's in a really modern setting. He thinks that he's like back in the caveman days, and now he's like feeding it to his dogs. I also don't know why he has like fake Islander tattoos. I think that's like super corny, bro. From what I could check out, King Azoulay is not like Islander or nothing, so I don't know what's going up with that. The guy has like an identity crisis, feeding these dogs with some meat that he probably bought from Costco. It doesn't stop though, because someone dragged him in the comments, and let me read that for you. Great post, King. Using a Timu axe to pretend to cut meat on stone. That's how our ancestors did it. Bash the blade right into the stone, then tear the meat with your hands instead. Great post, King. And it got 81 likes. So, and that comment was actually a little bit less than a day ago. So I'm telling you, people are trolling this guy. I really think that this King Azoulay guy, or whatever his name is, right? He could be the next Wes Watson. He really checks off all of the boxes. You know, the roid rage, the stupid comments, exaggerating bullshit, definitely fake stories. Like, nobody's gonna buy a single thing that he says. Oh yeah, he has like the courses, and I went and checked, but I couldn't find how much he's charging. However, we all know he's a certified lame. So if you enjoyed this video, the new introduction to the alpha male universe, King Azoulay, then be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the Bubba Army. I hope to see you in the Discord, and I would love to hear your feedback on this video. Catch you guys later, and see you in the future.